This is day 74 of the Arukh HaShulchan OC. If you would like to sponsor the upcoming shiur or more of the Arukh HaShulchan OC, please contact me directly. We are starting today with Siman Mem Hey Sif Aleph and going through Siman Mem Vav Sif Dalet. Mem Hey Aleph. Din Tfilin Beis HaKvaros, Beis HaMerchatz. Asli Kones Beis HaKvaros, you're not allowed to go into a cemetery so for within 4 amos of a corpse, because you're tefillin barosha with tefillin on your head. Hateres Kaim says that the entire room in which a mace, this is from the Mishnah Berurah. Hateres Kaim says the entire room in which the entire room in which there is a mace is literally 4 amos of a mace. The Magen Yubayim argues and says it's only the actual 4 amos. The Arukh HaShulchan seems to say it's only the actual 4 amos. So now it's going to 4 amos of mace with tefillin on your head. The Yesh Bezeh Mishum Loy the Rush, says the Arukh HaShulchan. This is considered to be mocking a impoverished person who cannot fulfill the mitzvah. They're covered mutar. Even within 4 amos of a cemetery, it's forbidden to wear tefillin. When the Beis HaKvaros has a wall, as I think most of them do nowadays, mutar I guess not the old ones. Mutar mechitza is mitzvah to go up to the wall. Beis HaKvaros. When you enter the Beis HaKvaros, even if you're beyond 4 amos of the actual kvarim, you may not wear your tefillin. There's 2 Shana both right there, it's forbidden to enter the Beis HaKvaros, or the 4 amos of mace. Okay, so therefore, mashmat the Beis HaKvaros sounds like either or. A Beis HaKvaros there, it's also even outside of 4 amos. A bracha is mevor lehedya. Bracha says explicitly the chutz arba amos mutzar Beis HaKvaros, outside of 4 amos it would be permitted even in a Beis HaKvaros. So it seems to contradict this Gemara and brachas with the Rabbi Seinu Baalei Shulchan Aruch right. In Shom, tzorich lemashkos v'loshen hashas. They have to say they wrote the language the language of the Shas. Avokonasam Murak b'soch arba amos l'gvarim, but they also mean also within 4 amos of the Kohen specifically, and not further than that, even inside the basic words. Even though, according to strict law, even when you're basic first, as long as you stay within 4 amos of the Kvarim, you don't have to take off the tefillin. Nevertheless, God drew God together. They made it the takana like a shell because it's 4 amos that you shouldn't make a stumble and come within the 4 amos. That even chutz l'arba amos, who come chutz l'arba amos, they said even outside the arba amos is forbidden. But it's difficult to say that they added this takana, which is not in the Shas. That which it says that if they're covered, it's permissible. Also, the straps have to be covered. Simple. And you should remove whatever tzua is hanging down, is wrapped around your finger. You don't hide it under your clothing. Mishbur writes that in the middle of the Beis HaKvaros, where there are kvarim all around, you have to be machmir that even if you're more than 4 amos away from a kever, you should not be tefillin. As opposed to for the edge of the Beis HaKvaros, where there are no kvarim, only the land is designated for to eventually be kvarim, you don't have to be machmir if you're more than 4 amos away from the kever. Nevertheless, it's better not to come in all with tefillin on your head. Obviously on your arm it's okay, as long as it's not revealed, it's only a jacket sleeve or something. As long as you're within the wall of the Beis HaKvaros, because you might come within 4 amos of some kever without paying attention. Beis HaMerchatz in a bathhouse, but Beis HaChitzon in the outer rooms, everybody's standing dressed. You could wear your film there, and even put them on and put on a bracha. In the middle room, where some people stand with clothing on, and some people stand naked, and cannot put them on to begin with. But if they're on, you ain't certainly have to remove them. They are room in the inner room where everybody's standing naked. I feel you are loved, even you're wearing them. You have to remove them. The seem to say only on the Sharosh there's an issue. I will Shayad Mechuseh, but Shayad, if it's covered, Lo Ichbat Lomi don't care. This is true, even if nobody's standing there naked. It's just inside area where people do stand naked. Because it's considered to be very polluted. Ava b'mikveh kshein sham adam, but that's only been in a merchatz. But in a mikveh, it's not as polluted. Mutzat lo navsh do make it's not polluted. It's okay. V'kol the words kedusha aslech nis beis hamerchatz. Loshim chusim yofi. You can't take anything holy into a beis hamerchatz unless it's very well covered. L'chein gar ha-Rambam b'tshuva. Therefore, the Rambam rebuked in a responsum elu shiraku psukim al-yidayim, those who wove psukim into the clothing, mitam shochem b'hem l'merchatz, because they wear it when they go into the bath house. The Mishnah Berurah says, in terms of the middle room, that some people say that when there's nobody naked there, you're even allowed to put on the chatchila, put a bracha, say bracha, and some people forbid it. There's the inner room. Everybody agrees that even nobody is naked there, it's usher because it is like a beis hakisei. Mishnah also says that for the Taz, it seems that the mikveh is like the middle room. So for all matters, and the only exception that if a person has to make a woman has to make a bracha on tefillah, they're allowed to make it there. Mishnah Berurah writes that even according to Magen Avraham, if you spill their hot water, you have to be ma'ayin. I'm not sure. I guess that makes it cleaner. But if there's a naked person there, you're not allowed to go in there with tefillin kisvei kodesh, and because you're not allowed to stand from the name when you are naked. In any event, b'siyat nishmaya solik hilchos tefillin. There's a red letter date. Going on to Siman Vav, which is hilchos berachos hashachar. Aleph, tiny b'menachos. We learned the Masechet Menachos shchayav adam mevarich mea brachos b'chol yom. Everybody's supposed to make 100 brachos every day. The son was in Mikra, and they made a smachta to pasuk Taisa Ma Hashem Elokecha Shoel Meimach. Ma Hashem Elokecha, which is actually in this past week's parsha. Okay, serendipitous. The Ma at least in this cycle, Ma, the first cycle, Ma is as if it says Mea. Al Tikri Ma Ela Mea, and that means that what does Hashem ask you? 100 brachas every day. Ein Sham. The Torah writes that the Goyim say that David made it Hakana Sheyu Meisim B'chol Yom Me'an Nashim Yisrael during the famine. 100 people dying for the Jews every day. V'lo Yodim Al Ma. He didn't know for what, why. Vevin, actually it was not a famine, it was a plague. Sorry. Amad Baruch Kodsho, and he stood up with his divine inspiration, Vevin, and understood. Tikkun Me'er Brachos V'ne'etzara Ma'gefa, and that arrested the plague. Uzemar David Neuma Gever who come out. The Pasuk in Shmuel Beis, Perikov Gimel. The speech of the man who was placed upon, and Al B'Gematria Mea. Masha B'chol Bracha Yesh Nocheach Baruch Atah. And every bracha that starts with the second person, Baruch Atah, blessed are you. And he starts, and then it goes to the third person, Asher Kiddushanu, he who sanctified us. So Kosh Baruch Hu Nigla V'Nistar, Kosh Baruch Hu is revealed and concealed. Kosh Hashem Siman Hey Ayin Shah. If you want to find much more about it, learn Nefesh HaChaim. V'Kedusha, the holiness who behalem, B'Lor Gosha Gashmis. This is in the backwards, by the way. The bracket start V'Kedusha, the holiness who behalem is concealed, B'Lor Gosha Gashmis, without a physical sensation. Kanami Masher Kiddushanu B'Nistar. That's Asher Kiddushanu we say in the third tense. Tama Mea Brachas nearly. The reason why we're supposed to make 100 brachas, every 10 has holiness. And a tenth from the 10th is Kodesh Kodashim, or in this case, a 10 of 10. All brachas are reflected light. In other words, they cause a light to reflect from heaven. Lamshich mimal shefa bracha, to bring on high a flow of blessing. That's why with 100 we bring out the light from the highest lofty place, from the Holy of Holies, Viduk, base. In terms of reckoning the 100 brachas, Tarchom and Peskin. The poskim may have the difficulty to count them up. Yesh chashvu 105 brachas chayam. Some poskim made 105. Yesh chashvu 100 rak b'yom tainus, and some reckon that there are 100 only on a fast day. It says Arukh HaShulchan, he believes 100 precisely every day. Based on the assumption that a person eats one full meal every 24 hours, with low sagim labach, because it's not possible otherwise. Therefore, we have the following. That's one. That's two. That's three. That's four. The Tesla Birchas Shachar, the 15 brachos in the morning, that's 19. Birchas Mekashim Chava Rabim, although according to Rizal, you don't say B'Shem or Malchus. That's you don't say B'Shem, rather. That's 20. Gilma Brachos Birchas Torah, that's 23. Brachas Gadol 24. Shnei Brachos Tefillin 26. Harichot Ba Brachos. Baruch Shamar V'Yishtabach V'Yotzer or V'Ava Rabba V'Gal Yisrael V'Yud Tes, and the 19 brachos of Shemoneh Esrei Harei Dalet. Those are 24 more. Uvekolel Chamishim, and that's 26 and 24 equals 50 so far. We're halfway there. Yutes Shemoneh Esrei Shel Mincha V'Yutes B'Shel Arvis V'Berachas Mari Ravim V'Ohev Amo Yisrael V'Gal Yisrael V'Ashkiv Einu V'Yoreinenu, which of course many people don't say according to the Sachar Minhag Uberachas HaMapil, which of course many people don't say at night. If as we will get to a Mapil. Harei Mem Dal, that's 44. V'Achil Sudo Shisha Brachos. We eat the Sudo, that's 6 brachos. Arba Shebrachas HaMazon V'Al Tilos Yadayim V'Motzi. 4 brachas Mazon Al Tilos Yadayim Motzi. Harei Chamishim. Altogether so far we are up to 50 in that second batch. In Chamishim HaKoyim with the 50 in the first batch. Harei Mem B'Tzimtzu L'Fi Minhag Ashkenaz. It's precisely 100 according to Minhag Ashkenaz. L'Fi Minhag Spar, now of course it doesn't count all the Asher Yotzers you make during the day, or the brachas on fruit, to the bracha achrona, and so on and so forth, which will obviously make up for any brachas like you might have said, like Kar Sharat, Bashibcha Barabim, which you might not say, or Yurineni, which you might not say, or a Mappa, which you might not say. Achlefi Minhag Spar Chasu Arba brachos. According to Minhag Spar, there are 4 brachos missing. V'hainu Birchas Hanosein Lo'ev Koach. I didn't know they don't make that bracha. I guess some Nusach Sfarad doesn't make it. Uberachas Mekash Shimcha Rabim, which they don't make with the shame. V'Yoreinenu, which they skip, and bracha Achas Mitfilin, because one of the 2 brachos they don't make. V'Nir L'Shisovish Birchas HaTorah have Shnei brachos. So he says, well, it works out if the whole Birchas HaTorah is 2 brachos. Asok with the B'Sorah and Baharem, no? Kedas the Rosh is Bora B'Sim and Zayin, as we shall see. There's such an opinion. But Lo Shosh oh no, sorry. The Shasori the also have a Shnei that's the Rosh is Bora B'Sim and Zayin. The Lo Shosh Bachas, that's a Rambam. Okay, so now we're missing more. Okay, because Birchas Torah is 2 brachos. We said Shlosh brachos Birchas Torah. I didn't notice before. He said 3 brachos of Birchas Torah, because which includes makes Lasok and Varga 2 brachas and Asher Bracha Bano a 3rd bracha. But here is saying that the Test Rosh Hashanah is only 2 brachas, which I think we passed it. Name it. Begam ein bracha talis katan. They also make a bracha talis katan. She yotzim batalis gadol, because they yotzim with the talis gadol, and therefore they are missing altogether. There's a shisha brachas. Choshish shnei sudos. So they have to count 2 meals. Echaz bayom, echad bayom, echad balayla. So that makes 100 precisely. Ach b'Shabbos yom chaser arbei. On Shabbos yom they're missing a lot of brachas. Shebachol b'shlosh tefillos yesh nun zayin brachas. Because we think in the 3 tefillos altogether there are 57 brachas. Shabbos yom the barba tefillos kav ches brachas, only 28. So we're missing there already 29. Right? V'abrichas tefillin, which is the 30th bracha. Nim tzeh shechasad lamed Sfaradim lamed avla Ashkenazim. U'keneged zeh nitvasek b'Shabbos. Corresponding to this we have on Shabbos Shalosh Sudos. Whereas we can only consider 1 meal for the Ashkenazim, which time is Sfardim. So we make up 6 going to Sfardim, Ashkenazim, Yud Beis brachos. 12. There are 2 brachas of Kiddush at night, 1 bracha of Kiddush in a day. Nitvasef Tishla Sfardim. Tezvav Ashkenazim, we're up to 9 and 15 additional. Chasar Sfardim Chof Al brachas, so the Sfardim missing 21 brachas. Ashkenazim, Tez Zayin brachas, and Ashkenazim missing 16 brachas. Now Shomrina B'Shabbos Yodim Malina and Peros Ubsamim. You have to fill up with fruit and fragrance. Ayin Shom. Avol Ein Lo Peros V'Lo B'Samim. we don't have fruit nor besamim. Interesting, I guess. In Russia, they didn't have enough of this to go around. There's questions some say Shishmur brachas b'yalom Torah beyond Amen. That you fill it up by listening to people or getting aliyas and answering Amen. We got on that Amen Yosem and Varech because answering Amen is even better than making the bracha. Some people say that even if the person makes the bracha silently, Shane show you a bracha. We don't know how to hear the bracha properly. Can show them since you know what his bracha is making. Amen. You answer maybe Yosef Bezeh. That is from the base Yosef. Mr. Burag records the 100 brachas in a different way. See there. And it says on Shabbos you're missing 13 brachas. Therefore you have to make them up with fruit and delicacies. And if he doesn't have fruit and delicacies, he's going to say, B'shas Chak, no doubt you listen to the bracha Berachos Torah, the brachas on which the only make and the maftir, and the answers are made. Says here, I am B'simul Chuf Chav Daled, and Mirz Hashem will get there. Gimel. Going this to Kol Berachos HaShachar, each Hamakom. But more all the Berachos HaShachar arranged each in their proper place. Ketzad, how so? When he wakes up out of sleep, and rises from his bed. Say kind of shama until Max and Shabbos is amazing. Shishma calls Hanigo when he hears the rooster crow. He gives the rooster his wisdom. The Sechvi, who lay B'Lashon HaKodesh, Sechvi is heart in Hebrew, B'Lashon Ravi, who Tarnigo. In Arabic, I don't know this for a fact, but it says in Arabic it means a rooster. V'abino b'leik, my understanding is in the heart. By days and archim yom and laila. My understanding one distinguishes between night and day. And since the rooster also sees that distinction, basically it's time to go. That's how he made this bracha when you hear the rooster. You know, bracha zoom the reason to make this bracha is because you're not allowed to derive benefit from this world without a blessing. And all because the shachar pertain to human pleasure. And the primary pleasure of man is during the day, when there's light. And he can attend to all his needs. Therefore, he has to make a bracha on this. The Gemara's God says Shena San Lasech Vivina, not Han no Sein Lasech Vivina. The Rambam to Shnach Hagir San no Sein Lasech Vivina. I don't think I say that. I think I say Shena Lasech Vivina. He says that the gears of the Rambam to Shnach is Han no Sein Lasech Vivina. Chenir Ikar Chol Brachas Nuschasen Ba'aveh Lovar. No, we do say no Sein, right? And also Lasech Vivina. Because all the brachas are said in the present tense, not in past tense. Yotzer HaMeros, he who creates the luminaries. He who gives the Torah. Bore Pri Adama, he who creates the fruit of the ground. And the reason for this is because Hakadosh Baruch Hu poel b'chol eis u'b'chol rega. Hashem constantly acts every moment, every time, every time, and at every moment. Not like a human craftsman. Shrak Asam Lach did the work to begin with, and then the work exists on its own. The Sarash Kochasam is that, and his providence, his control, is removed. Hakadosh Baruch Hu lo yasur pula sabash hashkachasam chol esim chol rega. Hashem's active sustaining of creation and his attention thereto is never nullified. You'll see when it says lo seyorim zorim, he's constantly making the great luminaries. In the brackets it says Zeh Shasha Yotzar. The Tchilasim of our ways Shasha Yotzar say start in past tense. Yishorach Amaseh Shavar, because you're making a bracha on what you just did. So therefore, so you start off with the past tense. Thank you for what I just was able to do, and then but in the present tense, Rofei Kol Basar Bovet V'Duk. Nice. Da B'Gemara Sham Achar Birchas Nosin Asech Vina Isa. Ki pasach einay, when you open your eyes, lema pokech ivrim. You say about pokech ivrim. Ki taretz v'yasiv, when you sit up, lema matirasuim, say he who releases those who were in captivity. Key in confinement. He loves when you get dressed, lema b'shamim. He who dresses the naked. Kizaki when you stand up, lema baruch sokef kivuvim. Who causes those who are bent to rise, to straighten out. Kinoch eslar when you put your feet on the ground, lema koratzel. He spreads the earth over the water. Klor mean the pia teva he saw the art tishkov v'telchamayim. Because based on simple nature, the earth should sink into the water. Because everything heavy sinks into the water. But doesn't. So a person should have a place to walk and to stand to walk. That's to make a blessing. Hashem prepares the steps of a person. A man is higher than most animals. And they go on fours. And a man goes on his legs only and it looks upwards. And we give a Kodesh Baruch Hu praise that he prepared our walking in a way that we can look upwards. So basically, when you put on your shoes, lema bruk shasali kol tzarki. Blessed is Hashem made for me all my needs. V'akaf b'chirik v'lo b'kamatz. Not tzorchoi, but tzorchi. The lo kaya kol tzarchi adam. It's not going on all the needs of a person, like tzorchai, that would be. Elamin only bavad, only on the shoes. V'tam, and why do you have a special bracha on this? There's nobody who's more degraded. A person who's forced to go around naked and barefoot. That's the first to make the bracha on the clothing, and now meaning the minalim with the shoes. He gave me all the necessities for wearing. When you put a belt name of Baruch Ozer Yisrael B'Gvura. The Chagura Machzekes Adam. The belt strengthens a person, or holds him up. Kipari Sutra Roshe, when you put a covering on your head. Lema Brucha Teres Sifara. Kizeu Tiferes, this is the glory of a person, Sharosh Mechuseh, of course, a Jew, when his head is covered. Shnei Bracha say Yisrael. Why Yisrael here? No, Teres Sifara. Teres Sifara. There's coming to say, Ishi Yisrael Bohem L'Shem Kedusha. Because our intent when we put on these two articles is for the purpose of holiness. Hachagura, the belt, that his heart should not see his genitals. Vasudar, and the head covering, they should not go with your head uncovered. When you wash your face, you say, Baruch HaMavir Sheina Me'enoi. As the God removes the sleep from my